Okay, now let's look at Chapter 4, Mathematics Application in Accounting. So under this chapter, we only have one topic, which is depreciation. Okay, now let's look at some introduction first. So depreciation is an accounting procedure for allocating the cost of capital assets, such as machinery tools, buildings, and vehicles over their useful life. So what is meant by useful life is how long we expect that asset to last. Okay, so that is useful life. For example, if we bought a car, how long we expect that we can use the car. Okay, so maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and so forth. Okay, so that is meant by useful life. The life expectancy of that particular asset. Okay, note that depreciation amounts are estimates and no one can estimate such amounts with certainty. Okay, so depreciation we estimate only. Okay, depreciation expenses allow firms to recapture the amount of money needed for replacement of the asset and to recover the original investment. Okay, for example, if you have a factory, okay, and then you have, for example, you have 3 lorries. Okay, so you need to do a plan, or you need to have planning. For example, 1 lorry can be used for 10 years. Okay, so within 10 years you need to plan, or you need to, how to say, you need to have saving in order to buy another lorries. Okay, since that first lorry can be last or can be used for 10 years only. Okay, so that is meant by this point. Okay. Okay, it also can be viewed as a decline in the value of asset due to age, wear and tear, or decreasing efficiency. Okay, so depreciation is a decline in the value of asset. Okay, because why? Because due to age, wear and tear, or decreasing efficiency. Decreasing efficiency, for example, okay, let's say you bought a freezer. Okay, so after 6 years, maybe the condition of freezer is not as in the first or second year. Okay, so that is meant by decreasing efficiency. Or maybe you bought a car. Okay, so after 10 years, maybe the because of the usage of the car, the effectiveness or the efficiency of the car is decreasing. Okay, now let's look at methods to calculate depreciation. So in this topic, we have 2 methods, which are straight line method and the reducing or declining balance method. Okay, so in this topic, we only use these 2 methods in order to estimate the depreciation. Okay, now let's look at what is the difference between these two. Okay, for straight line method, the annual depreciation is the same throughout the asset useful life. Okay, but in reducing or declining balance method, so this is an accelerated method in which higher depreciation charges are deducted in the early life of the asset. Okay, so also can say that in reducing method, the annual depreciation is not the same throughout the asset's useful life. Okay, so again, straight line method, annual depreciation is the same throughout asset useful life, but reducing balance method, annual depreciation is not the same throughout the asset's useful life. Okay, what's meant by annual depreciation? Okay, means that, okay, for example, if we bought a car for 60,000, for example, okay, so the cost of the car is 60,000. So 1 year, how much it depreciate? Okay, for example, after you use it for 1 year, it depreciate for 1,000, for example. Okay, so value of the car just now at second year will be 60,000 minus 1,000. Okay, so 1 year it depreciate for 1,000. So second year the value will be 59,000. Okay, second year it depreciate another 1,000. Okay, because annual depreciation is the same. First year 1,000, second year 1,000, third year 1,000, and so forth. Okay, until at the end of its useful life. So that is under straight line method. But in reducing balance method, If first year it depreciate for 1,000, second year is not 1,000. Okay, so second year will be based on the declining amount or the reducing amount. Okay, later we will see example on how to calculate depreciation using these two methods. Okay, now let's look at some basic terms in depreciation. So first we have original cost. So we use capital C. So original cost is the amount of money paid for an asset plus any sales taxes, delivery charges, installation charges or other costs incurred. Okay, for example, you bought a car from Semenanjung. Let's say the car costs you 60,000, and in order to ship to Sarawak, you need to pay another 2,000. Okay, so your total cost will be 60,000 plus 2,000. So your total cost will be 62,000. Okay, so remember you need to plus or add any sales taxes, delivery charges, installation charges, or any other cost incurred. Okay, second one, salvage value, or we also call it as scrap value or trade-in value. So we use capital S. So salvage value is the value of an asset at the end of its useful life. Okay, for example, just now we bought a car for 60,000 and we expect the car can be used for 15 years. Okay, so at the end of 15 years, value of the car is, for example, 2,000. Okay, so 2,000 we call it as scrap value or salvage value or trade-in value. Okay, so meaning to say that at the end of year 15, if you want to sell the car, okay, you can sell it at 2,000 ringgit. Okay, so that 2,000 ringgit we call it as salvage value or scrap value or trade-in value. Okay, so remember salvage value is value of the asset at the end of useful life. Okay, remember at the end of useful life. So salvage value is estimated based on the previous salvage value of the similar asset. Okay, for example, if you bought a car which is, for example, Vios, Toyota Vios, so if you want to estimate the car value of that car, so make sure you estimate with the similar asset. Okay, so for example, do not estimate you have Vios car, but you want to sell, you estimate using Velfire, for example. Okay, so that one is not appropriate. Okay, so make sure we estimate based on the similar asset. Okay, next is useful life. So useful life we use lowercase n here. So again, useful life is the life expectancy of the asset or the number of years the asset is expected to last. Okay, for example, a company expects to use machinery for 10 years, then its useful life is 10 years. So value n here equal to 10. Okay, next, total depreciation or depreciable value, okay, TD. So total depreciation or wearing value of an asset is the difference between the cost and scrap value. Okay, for example, just now we bought a car 60,000. Okay, it can last for 15 years. So at the end of 15 years, the value of the car is 2,000, right? So what is the total depreciation? So cost 60,000 minus scrap value 2,000. So total depreciation will be 58,000. So within 15 years, the car depreciates for 58,000. Okay, annual depreciation. Annual means by year. Okay, so annual depreciation we use capital D here. Okay, annual depreciation is the amount of depreciation in a year. Okay, for 1 year. So it may or may not be equal from year to year. Okay, why equal or not equal? So if equal is for straight line method, okay, not equal for reducing method. So this formula is for straight line method. Later on, I will show you formula for reducing method. Okay, for example, if we bought a car for 60,000, And for example, it can last for 10 years. Okay, I use 10 years here for easy calculation. So 1 year it depreciates for how many thousand? Okay, for example, just now cost 60,000 minus scrap value. For example, scrap value at the end of 10 years is 2,000. So what is the annual depreciation? Will be 60,000 minus 2,000, which is 58,000. So the car can last for 10 years, right? So for 1 year, how much it depreciate? So 58,000 divided by 10. So 1 year it depreciate for 5,800. Okay, so that is annual depreciation using straight line method. So recall, using straight line method, annual depreciation are the same. Means that if 1 year, first year, it depreciate for 5,800, second year also 5,800, third year also 5,800 until 10 year. Okay, next, accumulated depreciation, AD. So accumulated depreciation is the total depreciation to date. To date referring to which particular year. Okay. For example, just now, 1 year it depreciate for 5,800. Okay. Second year, to date means that referring to which year. Okay. So second year, 5,800. If we multiply it by 2, will be 11,600. Okay, that is by accumulated depreciation. Up to second year, the accumulated depreciation already 11,600. Okay, another example here. If the depreciation for first year is 2,000 and second year is 1,500, so this one is not the same. So it's not the same, meaning to say that it is based on declining method. Okay. So the accumulated depreciation at the end of second year is 3,500. So how we get 3,500? You add 2,000 with 1,500. Okay. So this is formula for straight line and reducing method. Later on, I will show you the list of formula involved in this topic. Okay, now let's look at book value. So book value is BV. So it is the difference between the original cost and the accumulated depreciation to date. Okay, again, to date we refer to which particular that we want to estimate. Okay, so just now we have term scrap value. So scrap value is value of the asset at the end of useful life. Okay, but book value is value of the asset at which particular year. Okay, for example, if an asset can be last for 10 years, so book value at year 10 will be equivalent to salvage value or scrap value. But book value at year 3 is not equal to scrap value. Okay, so remember, book value is value of the asset at a particular year. But scrap value is value of the asset at the end of useful life. Okay, annual rate of depreciation are, so just now we have annual depreciation. Okay, annual depreciation just now is in terms of amount, how many ringgit. Okay, but now annual rate means that in terms of percentage. So we also can express the depreciation in terms of percentage. 1 year it depreciate for how many percent. So this is formula for straight line method and this is formula for declining balance method. So after this, we're going to look at on straight line method first on how to calculate or how to estimate depreciation. Okay, before we go for example for each method, now let's look at formula for each method. Okay, so here we have straight line method and reducing balance method. So again, recall what is the difference between these two methods is, so in straight line method, annual depreciation is the same every year until at the end of useful life. However, in reducing balance method, the annual depreciation is different. Okay. Okay, now let's look at annual depreciation first. So in straight line method, okay, we need to know the annual depreciation first. So how to calculate annual depreciation? So D equal to C minus S divided by N. cost minus scrap value divided by useful life. Okay, then this is in terms of amount. So if you want to express annual depreciation in terms of rate, okay, in 1 year, it depreciates how many percent? So you use these two formulas. Okay, either R equal to 1 over N multiplied by 100, or you also can use D annual depreciation divided by AD, which is accumulated depreciation times 100. Okay, times 100 because we want to express it in rate. Okay, book value. Okay, book value, again, book value is value of the asset at a particular year. But scrap value or salvage value is value of the asset at the end of useful life. Okay, so recall, if let's say that asset can be used or can be last for 10 years, so salvage value also equivalent to BV10. Okay, BV10 book value year 10. So year 10 is at the end of useful life. So we also can write S equal to BV10. Okay, but S is not equal to BV2 or BV3 or BV4 and so forth. Okay, because scrap value is value of the asset at useful life. If that asset can be last for 20 years, so we can write S equal to BV20. Okay, so don't confuse book value and scrap value. So book value for straight line method is cost, so original cost that we bought the asset, minus K. So what is K? K referring to that particular year, okay, to date. So let's say we want to find book value year 3, so K will be equivalent to 3. If you want to find book value year 5, so value K here will be equal to 5. So D, what is D just now? Annual depreciation. Okay, accumulated depreciation AD equal to KD. Okay, so again K referring to that particular year. D is annual depreciation. For example, if 1 year it depreciates for 1,000, so if 5 years, so K referring to 5 years, so K equal to 5. So 1,000 multiplied by 5 equivalent to 5,000. So the accumulated will be 5 multiplied by 1,000. Okay, so that is under straight line method. Okay, reducing balance method. Okay, in reducing balance method, first thing that you need to know is the rate of depreciation. Okay, so remember, under reducing, first thing you need to know value R here. In 1 year, it depreciates for how many percent? Once we get value R, then we can calculate book value or annual depreciation or accumulated depreciation. Okay, so if you don't have value R here, rate of depreciation or annual rate of depreciation, we cannot calculate book value, accumulated depreciation, or even it is annual depreciation. Okay, so first thing, remember, in reducing, we need to know value R. So R equal to 1 minus square root of N S divided by C. Okay, look at how to calculate book value under reducing method. So book value equal to cost multiplied by 1 minus R power of N. Okay, so note here that N here also can be replaced by K. Okay, so N referring to useful life, right? Okay, if let's say you want to calculate book value year 4, so here you substitute N or K equal to 4. Okay, so if you substitute N equal to its useful life, it will be equal to its scrap value. Okay, you want to calculate book value year 10, year 8 for example, then N or K will be equal to 8. Okay, so this one is actually book value. How we calculate book value, also equivalent to cost minus accumulated depreciation. Okay, okay, now look at accumulated depreciation. So accumulated depreciation equal to cost minus book value. Okay, so K here referring to that particular year. Okay, if we expand this formula, we can write AD equal to cost, so C minus, so book value. What is formula for book value? C multiplied by 1 minus R power of K. So again here, as I said before, N also can be replaced by K. Okay, so depends on question, question asks you to find in which particular year. So that are formulas under depreciation for straight line method and reducing balance method. Okay, now let's look at example for straight line method. So remember, under straight line method, annual depreciation is the same throughout the asset useful life. Okay, look at example 1 here. Company X bought a lorry for 90,000. The lorry is expected to last 10 years and its salvage value at the end of 10 years is 30,000. So using straight line method, find the annual depreciation. Okay, first as usual, we extract the info given first. So 90,000 is the cost. And then useful life n equal to 10 years. And what else? Salvage value equal to 30,000. Okay, A, find the annual depreciation. Means that for 1 year, it depreciates for how many thousand? So straight line method, D equal to cost minus scrap value divided by N. So D equal to cost is 90,000 minus scrap value 30,000. So this one is actually total depreciation, okay? So 90,000 minus 30,000 is 60,000. For 10 years, it depreciates for 60,000. So if you want to find per year, so 1 year, it depreciates for how many thousand? Divided by useful life. So now divided by 10. So 60,000 divided by 10 is RM 6,000. Okay, so meaning to say that this lorry, for every 1 year you use it, it depreciates for 60,000. Okay, B, the annual rate of depreciation. So just now 60,000 in terms of amount, in terms of ringgit. Okay, now we want to express this 60,000 per year equivalent to how many percent? Okay. So if you look at formula just now, so the simplest formula that we can use is 1 over n multiplied by 100. Okay. So if you want to use this formula, you need to have accumulated depreciation first. So here R equal to 1 over n multiplied by 100. So 1 over 10 multiplied by 100 is equivalent to 10%, right? So this lorry, every year it depreciates by 10%, okay? So 10% also equivalent to 6,000. Okay, now question C. Find the book value at the end of third year. So book value BV3 equal to, so how we calculate book value for straight line method? So book value equal to cost minus accumulated depreciation. Okay. So 1 year it depreciates 6,000. So if 3 years, 6,000 multiplied by 3. Okay. So if we expand this formula, we will get BV3 equal to cost minus KD. Okay. KD is referring to accumulated depreciation. So BV3 equal to cost. So our cost just now is 90,000 minus K. Okay, what is K? So we want to find book value year 3, right? So now K equal to 3. So D is accumulated, D is annual depreciation. So just now 1 year it depreciates for 6,000. So if 3 years, multiply by 3. Okay. So book value here equivalent to RM 72,000. So what is meant by 72,000 here? Book value year 3. So if let's say you want to sell the lorry at the end of that year, you can sell it at 72,000. Okay, because this is value of the lorry at the end of that year. Okay, so the cost of the lorry when you just bought the lorry is 90,000. But once you use it until 3 years, okay, the value is only left with 72,000. Okay, so that is meant by book value. Value of the asset at the particular year. Okay, but scrap value 30,000 here. 30,000 is value of the asset at the end of useful life. So meaning to say that at the end of 10 years, the value of the lorry is only 30,000. Okay, so there's the difference between scrap value or salvage value and book value. Okay, last one, prepare a depreciation schedule. So this one, if you want to understand the formula, all this formula, okay, you need to understand on how to construct the depreciation schedule. Okay, then you can relate the formula. Okay, now let's look at on how to prepare or construct a depreciation schedule. Okay, so if question asks you to prepare a depreciation schedule or depreciation table, so you do like this. Okay, so you set up 4 columns. For first column, you set for end of year. So this one we denote it by K. Second column, annual depreciation D. Third column, accumulated depreciation AD, and last column will be the book value at the end of year. Okay, so book value is BV. Okay, so in this example, I set until year 10. Okay, because the useful life of the asset just now is 10 years. But if in question, in that particular question, it asks you to set up a depreciation schedule up to 4th year, so you just stop until 4th year. Okay, okay, now look at first column. So we start with year 0. Okay, why year 0? Because this is the time that you just bought the item or the asset. Okay, then start with year 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Okay, annual depreciation. So now using straight line method, the definition is annual depreciation is the same throughout the asset's useful life, right? So previously we already calculated that the annual depreciation is 6,000. So meaning to say that from first year until 10th year, the annual depreciation will be equal to 6,000. Okay, now look at this table. Okay, at the end of year 0, okay, so here there will be no annual depreciation. Okay, why? Because year 0, we just bought the asset. Okay, after we use it for 1 year, then it will depreciate. So here you just can put dash. Accumulated also you can just put dash. Okay, because we just bought the asset. Okay, book value will be the original cost. Okay, we just bought the asset. So what is the cost just now? 90,000. So here 90,000. Okay, after we use it for 1 year, it depreciates for 6,000. Okay, so just now it is a straight line method. So in straight line method, annual depreciation is the same. Okay, so second year also it depreciates 6,000, third year also 6,000 until the 10th year. Okay, so until year 10 it depreciates by 6,000. Okay, accumulated depreciation. Okay, so here you look at annual depreciation. So after you use it for 1 year, so accumulated also still 6,000. Okay, book value. What is mean by book value? Value of the asset at that particular year. Okay, so just now we bought the item or the asset at 90,000. After 1 year, it depreciates for 6,000. So what is the new value here or the book value year 1? Or here also we can write it as BV1. Okay, book value year 1. So here equal to book value original cost minus accumulated depreciation. So this one equal to 84,000. Okay, year 2. So second year, it depreciate another 6,000. So accumulated will be 12,000. Okay, so 1 year 6,000. So 2 years will be 12,000, or simply 2 times 6,000. So if you look at the formula just now, accumulated depreciation straight line. So that's why AD equal to K times D. D is annual depreciation 6,000, and K referring to that particular year. So if second year, year 2, so K equal to 2 times 6,000. Okay. Okay, book value will be original cost 90,000 minus, okay, up to year it already depreciate 12,000, right? So minus 12,000. So this one will be equal to 78,000. Okay, now third year it depreciate another 6,000. So accumulated depreciation is 18,000. Okay, book value year 3 will be original cost minus accumulated. So 90,000 minus 18,000 is 72,000. Okay. So continue the same process until year 10. Okay. Okay, finish until year 10. Okay, now look at, so what is 54,000? So this one we call it as book value year 6. Okay, so we can write it as BV6. Okay, now look at last year, year 10. Okay, book value year 10 is 30,000. Okay, useful life equal to 10 years. So we know that scrap value or salvage value is value of the asset at the end of useful life. So value of the asset at the end of useful life. Okay. So this 30,000 we also can write it as BV10. Okay. So which is equal to scrap value or salvage value. Okay. So if you refer info that are given here, so scrap value is 30,000. Okay. Value of the asset at the end of useful life. So if you look at here, at the end of useful life, the book value will be 30,000. Okay. But you cannot write BV10 equal to S. Okay. That is wrong concept. Okay, now look at B, C just now. We calculate book value year 3 is 72,000, right? Okay, so if you look at this table, year 3, the book value is 72,000. So if you already understand on how to construct this depreciation schedule, so there will be no problem for you to understand the formula. Okay, so this formula can be easily understand if you understand on how to construct the depreciation schedule. Okay, now let's continue with declining balance method. So recall the difference between straight line method and declining balance method is that the annual depreciation in declining method is not the same throughout the asset's useful life. Okay, and recall back, as I said before, in declining method, first thing we need to have value R, okay, which is annual rate of depreciation. So how to calculate value R, annual rate of depreciation? So R equal to 1 minus square root of N BV divided by C. So BV is book value, where book value is value of the asset at that particular year, okay? Okay, recall that the salvage value as is the book value at the end of useful life. Thus, the above formula, so this formula also can be written as 1 minus square root of n s divided by c. Okay, so s is salvage value, which is value of the asset at the end of useful life. Okay, so if you want to know the annual rate of depreciation, so you use this formula. So this is annual depreciation. This one annual rate. Okay, this one annual depreciation in terms of amount, in terms of ringgit. This one in terms of percentage. So D annual depreciation, DK, K to represent in that particular year. So if you want to find annual depreciation year 3, so will be D3. Okay, 3 referring to that particular year. So annual depreciation equal to R multiplied by book value previous year. Okay. So if you look at here, there is a subscript K minus 1 here referring to previous year. Okay. For example, if you want to find D3, so 3 minus 1 equal to 2, right? So means that here will be book value year 2. Okay. Again, if you want to find annual depreciation year 3 equal to rate of depreciation multiplied by book value year 2 previous year. If you want to find annual depreciation year 5, so D5 equal to R multiplied by BV4 book value year 4. So this formula can be written as, okay, we substitute formula book value here. So dk equal to r c multiplied by 1 minus r power of k minus 1. Okay, so this is actually book value formula, book value. Okay, book value previous year. C multiplied by 1 minus r power of k minus 1 referring to book value previous year. Okay, for accumulated depreciation, in declining balance method. So accumulated depreciation equal to AD equal to C minus book value K. K referring to that particular year. Okay. For example, if you want to find accumulated depreciation year 3, so cost minus book value year 3. Okay. Or AD also equal to C minus C times 1 minus R power of K. Okay. So this part is actually book value. Okay, in order to understand this formula, if you really understand on how to construct depreciation schedule, then it will be easier for you to understand all these formulas. Okay, so after this, I show you from depreciation schedule and how to relate with all these formulas. Okay, now look at this example, exercise 1. Okay, given an asset with cost equal to 25,000, useful life 4 years, and scrap value 6,000. So using declining balance method, find the annual rate of depreciation. So remember, in declining method, first thing we need to know the annual rate of depreciation. Then we can calculate the annual depreciation accumulated as well as the book value. Okay. So how to calculate annual rate of depreciation? We use this formula. Okay, how to substitute value in this formula? So 1 minus square root of n. So now n is 4 years. Scrap value 6,000. And cost is 25,000. Okay, this one equal to. Okay, this one normally students have problem on how to press calculator correctly. Okay, now I'm going to show you using this calculator. So those who are using calculator model MS, so you follow this calculator, okay? I think those who are using MS, the black one, calculator that in black color, okay? So if you look at here in your calculator, we only have square root, okay? This one square root, and then this one is cube root. So you press shift here. Wait, So shift square root here, you will get cube root. Okay. So other than 2 and 3, for example 4, 5, 6, 7 and so forth, so you need to use this one, square root of x. This one, okay, you press shift power, then you will get square root of x. Okay, so x referring to any number other than 2 and 3. Okay, now look at how to calculate this value, rate of depreciation. Okay, 1 minus, so 1 minus, okay, square root of 4. So just now, x is outside of this sign, right? So you press 4 first. Okay, represent value of x. So 4, and then press shift power. Okay, 6,000 divided by 25,000. Okay, so based on this formula, you need to divide this term first, then the whole thing square root by 4. Okay, so if divide first, you need to open bracket. So 6,000 divided by 25,000. Okay, then don't forget to close the bracket. Then press equal. Okay, then you get 0.3 or equivalent to 30%. Okay, so this is calculator MS. Okay, now look at calculator ES. Okay, so this is calculator ES. So calculator ES, I think the gray one. Okay. Okay, this calculator a bit easier because it's already give you in template form. Okay, template form means that like this. Okay, you choose this one. Okay, template form means that this one you put 4, then this one you put 6,000 over 25,000. Okay, so again still the same. This is for square root, and then this is for cube root. Okay, so other than 2 and 3, you use this one. Okay, how to calculate? 1 minus, okay, shift x power here, then you get this template. Okay, so here is 4, and then 6,000 over 25,000. So you press fraction here, okay, or in your calculator, if I'm not mistaken, ABC. So press here 6,000 divided by 25,000. Okay, then equal. Okay, so you still get 0.3. Okay, the other way that you can use, instead of you use fraction here, you can do like this. 1 minus, and then press this one, shift x power, so 4. And then for fraction here, you can use open bracket first, 6,000 divided by 25,000. Okay, then don't forget to close bracket. So make sure you have bracket inside this square root of 4. Then equal. Okay, so you still get 0.3. So rate of depreciation here is 0.3. Okay, so if you want to express in percentage, it is actually multiply by 100 here. Multiply by 100. So it will be 30%. So means that every year it depreciates for 30%. Okay, B, construct the depreciation schedule using the declining balance method. Okay, look at on how to construct the depreciation schedule. Okay, as usual, year 0 to indicate that we just bought the item or the asset. Okay, so there is no depreciation on year 0, we just bought it. Okay, book value at the end of year is the value that you bought the asset, okay, which is 25,000. Okay, annual depreciation is, okay, remember, in declining balance method, annual depreciation every year is not the same. So how to calculate annual depreciation? So if you look at formula, annual rate of depreciation equal to, annual depreciation, not annual rate. Annual depreciation equal to R, rate of depreciation, multiplied by book value previous year. Okay, so look at this formula later on from depreciation schedule, you can understand the formula. So this one equal to 0.3 multiplied by book value previous year. Okay, so if K equal to 1 means that we are referring to book value year 0, which is the original cost. Okay, so multiply by 25,000. So this one equal to 30% multiplied by 25,000. 7,500. So first year, after you use it for 1 year, it depreciates for 7,500. Accumulated 7,500. So book value is original cost minus accumulated depreciation. So if you look at formula here, book value equal to cost minus accumulated depreciation. Okay, 25,000 minus 7,500. So this one 7,500. So this one equal to 25,000 minus 7,500. Okay, 17,500. Okay, next year 2, it depreciate another 30%. So 30% from which value? From previous book value. Okay, so that's why the formula is DK. So for example, D2 just now are multiplied by BV1. Okay, so 2 minus 1, 1. Okay, so I hope you can relate the formula with the depreciation schedule here. So multiply 17,500. So this is book value year 1 multiplied by 30%. So second year it depreciates for 5250. So accumulated will be 7,500 plus year 2 5250 plus 7,500 12750. So book value again, cost, original cost minus accumulated depreciation. So 25,000 minus answer. Answer referring to our previous answer that shown in your calculator. Okay. So 12250. Okay, next third year it depreciates for another 30%. 30% from previous book value. So 12250. So this is book value year 2. So year 3 it depreciates for another 30%. So multiply by 0.3. 3675. Accumulated 12750 plus 3675 equal to 16425. So book value equal to 25,000 minus accumulated. Okay, 575. Okay, last year it depreciates for another 30% from previous book value. Multiply 30%. 2572.5. So accumulated 16425 plus 2572.5. So this one equal to 18997.5. So book value at the end of year 4 is 25,000 minus accumulated depreciation 18997.5. So this one we will get 6,002 ringgit 50 cents. Okay, note that book value at the end of useful life also equivalent to scrap value, okay, or salvage value. So notice that our scrap value here is 6,000. Here we get extra 2 ringgit 50 cent. Okay, why we have extra 2 ringgit 50 cent here? So this is due to we round off the rate of depreciation here. So if you still remember, when we calculate the rate, we get 0.300 something, right, long decimal point. So due to rounding this decimal point, so we did not get exactly 6,000 ringgit. Okay, so recall book value at the end of useful life also can be written as scrap value or salvage value. Okay, but book value year 3, year 2 cannot be equate or cannot be treated as scrap value. Okay, another thing is, okay, if you look at here, annual depreciation here, first year, second year, third year, and fourth year is different. Okay, so in declining balance method, remember annual depreciation is different. However, in straight line method, annual depreciation are all the same throughout the asset's useful life. Okay, for exercise number 2 here, I want you to try on your own, construct the depreciation schedule, both for straight line method here, A, and B for declining balance method, based on the info given here, okay? So later on, I will give you the answer. Okay, now look at this example, example 3. So given cost of an asset is 40,000, its useful life is 10 years, and the scrap value is 40,000. Okay, question A, find the accumulated depreciation at the end of 6 years. Okay, so for straight line method, we always need to know the annual depreciation first. Okay, so we calculate annual depreciation. So D equal to C minus S divided by N. So D equal to cost is 40,000 minus scrap value is 4,000 divided by 10. So D is our M. So 40,000 minus 4,000 is 36,000. 36,000 divided by 10 is 3,600. Okay. So every year it depreciates for 3,600. So if 6 years, what is the accumulated? So multiply by 6. So AD 6 here equal to 6 multiplied by 3,600, which is equivalent to RM 21,600. Okay, if using declining balance method, so recall in declining balance method, first we need to know the rate of depreciation. Okay, so use this formula in order to calculate rate of depreciation. So this one equal to N equal to 10, scrap value 4,000, and cost is 40,000. So R is how many percent here? 1 minus 10 40 divided by 4,000 divided by 40,000. 40,000. So 0.2057. So you take 4 decimal point, okay? 2057. 0.2057. So 1 year it depreciates for 20.57%. So accumulated depreciation for declining balance method is, okay, so if you look at formula, so accumulated depreciation reducing balance AD equal to C minus book value. Okay, so book value, this is the formula. So we want to find AD6. Cost minus book value. Book value equal to cost multiplied by 1 minus R power of K. Okay, so K here referring to year 6. Okay, substitute the value. So year 6, so we replace K equal to 6. Okay, if we calculate this one, we will get, so calculate this part first. So 1 minus 0.2020, what is this now? 2057. And then power of 6, okay, multiply by cost, which is 40,000. So this is book value year 6, okay? So accumulated minus from original cost. So 40,000 minus answer. Minus answer here referring to previous answer from this calculator. So 29954.6. Okay, so round off this one you get 0.6. Okay, so that is the difference on how to calculate the accumulated depreciation between straight line and declining. Okay, straight line we need to know the annual depreciation first, but in declining we need to know the rate of annual depreciation first. Then we can calculate the annual the accumulated depreciation. Okay, question B, book value. So book value in declining method, book value equal to, so book value year 6 equal to cost minus KD. Okay, so what is KD? Annual depreciation, accumulated depreciation. So cost just now 40,000 minus 21,600. Okay, so we already calculate value KD year 6 in question A, so you just replace the value. So this one equal to RM 40,000 minus 21,600, 18,400. Okay, how about using declining balance method? So in declining balance method, book value is actually despite, okay? So I just copy here. So we want year 6, so this is book value. So book value equal to cost multiplied by 1 minus R power of K. So since K year 6, so K equal to 6. So this one is equivalent to RM 10045.40. Okay. Okay, let's say you want to sell this asset. Okay, so we as a seller, for sure we want higher price, right? Okay, so if based on these two methods, okay, look at book value. So which one we prefer, using straight line method or declining balance method? Okay, so we as a seller, for sure we want higher price, okay, because it will be benefit us. So if we as a seller, we prefer straight line method because the book value is higher than declining balance method, okay. But if you are as a customer, you want to buy this asset from the seller, which one you prefer, straight line or declining? So for sure declining, right, because the price is cheaper than the straight line method. Okay, so that's how we do comparison. If you want to sell the asset or if you want to buy the item or the asset. Okay, so if as a seller, for sure you want higher price or higher value, but if we as a customer, for sure we want with lower value here. Okay, because we want to buy it.